it's Becca. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are talking all about how to plan a romantic adult style trip to Disney World. And this is actually the second time that I have filmed this video. The first time, the lighting ended up being horrible and I just wasn't happy with it, so I'm redoing it, and I'm kind of glad it turned out this way though, because I get to add in a couple more things that I think I missed the first go around, so I'm glad it turned out this way. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first way that my husband and I make our Disney trips feel a little more romantic, especially if it's a birthday or anniversary, is by staying at Deluxe Resorts. And if we were booking directly through the Disney website, there is no way we would ever be able to afford that. But the way that we are able to go is by renting Disney Vacation Club points. Now, if you are unfamiliar with what that process is, I have a whole playlist of videos explaining about renting DVC points, so I will link that above and below so you guys can go check it out. But basically, it allows us to stay at these resorts for an extremely discounted price and makes it possible for us to stay at places like the Polynesian, Animal Kingdom Lodge. On our last trip, we were able to do a split stay at both of those resorts, and it was amazing. And we would have never been able to do a trip like that if we had booked directly through Disney. So it's a great way to make your trip feel a little more special and make you feel like you've splurged a little without paying the crazy Disney price tag of some of those deluxe resorts. So we have really enjoyed being able to stay at some of these places that we wouldn't have been able to if it weren't for DVC points. Another way my husband and I make our trips feel romantic is by always planning at least one signature dining experience. And these are 2 table service credit meals, so they are always phenomenal. We have done a few at this point. We still have several to try, but the ones we have tried have all been amazing experiences, and they have always made our trip feel more luxurious. And I mean, just everything from the food is phenomenal, the service is outstanding, the ambiance and atmosphere is unmatched. We really enjoy these signature dining experiences. So tagging off of that, another thing that we enjoy, if maybe a signature meal is not in your budget, which for us, that is a little more common than it is to actually eat at signature restaurants, but a way to still feel like you're getting that luxurious signature experience without paying for a full meal is just heading to the lounge area attached to that restaurant. So for instance, at Tiffin's in Animal Kingdom, there is a lounge attached to Tiffin's, and it's called the Nomad Lounge. And a lot of people don't even know that it's here because they just walk right by, they're headed to Pandora, and they just skip right over it. But it's an amazing way to still feel like you are getting a signature experience. Maybe just pop in for a cheese plate and a glass of wine, but you're not paying for a full entree, dessert, appetizer, the whole experience. Another way that you can do this is at the California Grill. And this, honestly, this is amazing that they do this, and so many people don't know that you're able to do this, is you can actually request to just go up to the lounge and you do not need a reservation. And it can be intimidating because you have to walk up to the front desk, and most people do have a reservation, and then you get escorted to an elevator and it takes you up to the top. But you don't need a reservation if you want to sit at the lounge. And the full menu is actually available in the lounge area. Again, people have no idea about this most of the time. Or you're welcome to go up there just for a drink and an appetizer. So again, another amazing place that you can go to get that signature experience without having a reservation or paying for a full signature experience. So there's several other examples of this on Disney property, but those are just 2 of my favorites. So definitely check it out if you want to add something a little more special or romantic to your trip. Those are great options. It's just heading to the lounge area in those signature restaurants if you're not wanting to pay for a full meal. Another way we make our trips feel romantic is to just slow down. We have done the trips where it is go, go, go. We are there from rope drop to fireworks. We get home at midnight, we're exhausted, we're trying to get up early the next morning for fast pass reservations, and it can just be exhausting. And I think a piece that has made it feel romantic for us, for me and my husband, is sleeping in, being able to have the freedom to come back to the resort and take a nap. To take a day and just explore the resort or go to Disney Springs, hang out by the pool. I mean, there's so many things to do on Disney property outside of the theme parks, and taking that time to just go at a slower pace can really transform your trip and make it feel romantic. Not saying that the go, go, go can't have that same feeling, because it definitely can, and we've definitely done trips like that. But we have been able to enjoy our trips so much more when we factor in time to sleep in the mornings. We don't make breakfast reservations for that very reason. We don't like feeling rushed in the morning. If we want to get to the park at 9:30, 10:30, even 11 sometimes, we don't feel bad because we didn't make any reservations and we didn't miss anything. And I mean, that's just how we enjoy spending our days, is just taking it a little slow and having the freedom to leave the parks and go take a nap, go look in some gift shops, walk around, and just enjoy being at Disney. And I think we get so swept up in the go, go, go that we can kind of miss out on that sometimes. And so that's a way that we have always made our trips feel more special and more romantic, by just taking the time to take it slow. And the last way that you can make your trip feel a little more special or romantic is splurging on at least one thing. So whether that is a signature dining experience or a special ticketed event, if you're there for one of the Christmas parties or Halloween parties or the Disney After Hours event, there's so many special ticketed items that you can factor into your trip. You could factor in a spa day at the Grand Floridian or Saratoga Springs. You could reserve one of the private boats to take you out on the water during the fireworks. I mean, the list is endless. There are so many special things that can make that trip feel memorable when you splurge on something. And so even if you're on a budget, that's most of our trips we're on a budget. We don't have an endless amount to spend at Disney, but we really like having at least one thing planned that feels a little more splurgy. So we can have that memory and we can come home and remember that trip as the time we did it's one of those items that I mentioned. And it's really fun and memorable, and it just creates this specialness to your trip when you are able to splurge on something, and we have always enjoyed factoring something like that into our trips. So those are just several ways that we have made our trips feel more romantic and adult. I know there are so many more things, so let me know in the comments below, what are some of the ways that you plan a romantic trip to Disney World? I would love to read through those. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you are subscribed, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.